Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Vedangas. This is Amit accompanied with my co-partner Sumit. So guys, before going to the video, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for regular updates. So let's start. In this video, we are going to learn about a brief explanation about the poem Life, which was written by Charlotte Bronte. In this, the Bronte crafted this poem with a fairly simple message in mind. She is seeking to dispel the myth or any dark thoughts one might believe in, that life is necessarily bad, dark, and unpleasant. So, throughout the first stanza, her speaker takes on a number of elements of life that one might consider to disagreeable and breaks them down to the simpler, happier parts. So she begins by saying that the life is not some kind of dark dream. So let's see that. Here in the first stanza, the life believe is not a dream, so dark a sage says. After little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. Sometimes there are clouds of gloom, but these are transient all. If the shower will make the roses bloom, oh why lament its fall? So as per this stanza, the Bronte begins this piece with a repetition of title. It made clear to the reader from the beginning that this poem is going to be speaking on some elements of life. The speaker of this poem is seeking to pull back the shadow from life. She wants to make clear to the reader that the life is not something to be feared or some dark dream that one has to be dared. The third and fourth line speaks of how something that seems gloomy can foretell something pleasant, such as a little morning rain, bringing forth a calm and lovely day. She gives two additional examples in these stanzas. In this first stanza, she gives two additional examples that the speaker brings up the gloomy clouds that cover the sky. And though this may seem ominous and foreboding, will clear. They are transient and do not last forever. Her third example is in the final two lines of the stanza. She asks the question, if the rain means that all the roses will bloom, why should one lament it falls? There is no reason to be sad over these elements of life, as they will all pass or bring with them something positive. Right? So while the speaker is just discussing the simple elements of a nature, a deeper meaning can be drawn from their relationship to real life. The clouds, just like bad days of one's life, will clear and eventually end. So even though for a few minutes things may seem rigid, with rain pouring down and the rain will stop and one's outlook will be better. So this is the first stanza. Now coming to the second stanza. The second stanza is a simpler and shorter, in which the speaker is merrily and cheerily celebrating the sunny hours of life. Here the second stanza is rapidly, merrily, the life's sunny hours flit by, gratefully, cheerily, enjoy them as they fly. So as per the second stanza of this piece is written much more lyrically. The words are almost asking to be sung. One can imagine someone dancing, spinning in a circle as they celebrate these phrases. Life, the speaker says, will rapidly and merrily fly by. The hours will pass without notice until suddenly they are gone. The speaker is promoting a way of living in which one appreciates and enjoys each hour that passes. So this is the second stanza. Now coming to the third stanza. The third stanza is, what thou death at the time steps in and calls our best away. What thou sorrow seems to win o'er hope a heavy sway. At hope again, elastic spring, unconquered though she fell. Still buoyant are her golden wings, still strong to bear us well. Manfully, fearlessly, the day of trail bear, for gloriously, victoriously can courage quell despair. So this final stanza is the longest of the poem and conveys the more daunting part of a life. Daunting part of a life death. The first two complete sentences of a stanza are questions in which the speaker is basically asking, so what? So what if death at time step in? So what if sorrow seems to win? These things are temporary. The speaker is acknowledging that these things exist, but she is not allowing them to sway her. And the fifth line of the stanza is more hopeful. She describes hope as having elastic springs. Even though she fell in sorrow, she will bounce back up again in hope. Her golden wings are still strong and will be able to bear us well. This character in the poem can be representing the poet herself, or perhaps someone she knows quite personally and has depending on for support in the past, a mother or a sister figure. The last four lines of the poem speaks of strength in which the speaker is promoting living fearlessly and manfully, as a strong man would live. So she concludes with, when one's day of trial comes, be victorious in courage. No despair can quell. So she concludes with, when one's day of a trial comes. This could be simply one most challenging day or the end times itself, in which one will be judged by God. That means be victorious in courage. No despair can quell the victory one feels when holding on to hope. Nothing can touch it, not even death. So this is all about the poem Life, which was written by Charlotte Bronte. So who is Charlotte Bronte? Charlotte Bronte was so about the Charlotte Bronte, she was born in the Taunton, Yorkshire of England in April of 1816. She is one of the three literary sisters, Emily, best known as a writing, and Annie, best known as the tenant of Wildfell Hall, and Agnes Grey. The Bronte siblings were raised and educated strictly Anglican home. All of the Bronte children were dedicated, well-read students, and Charlotte became a writer at a young age and published her first and best-known novel, Jane Eyre, in 1847 under the male pseudonym of Carrier Bell. So all the Bronte sisters choose to write with a male pseudonyms, hoping to avoid the stigma and prejudice against female writers. Many of the Charlotte's siblings include a brother, Branwell, all passed away in 1848 and 1849. She was married in 1854 but died only 1 year later during her pregnancy in March of 1855. So the Bronte poetry is notable for its experimentation in the forms that would become characteristics of Victorian poetry, but her experimentation did not last long. After the publication of Jane Eyre, she became a firmly identified as a fictional writer. So guys, thank you for watching the video. Have a great day.